boxing game we have seen on console since 2011's Fight Night Champion. This only adds to the cultural impact that game will have to the combat sports genre. Yeah, what was I thinking when I even made this? Nothing I said in this whole video essay even happened. Actually, the quiet opposite happened, man. Is kind of crazy because it didn't even come close to comparing to that feeling when I first got introduced to combat sports games. When I first got introduced to combat sports games, my first game was Fight Night Round 3 on the PlayStation 2. Now it was a little bit after, because I remember on the cover it had greatest hits. Usually that means that the game has been out for a while, so well, it's a great hit, right? But it was before the PS3 came out, so this is like 05, maybe 06, somewhere around there. I'm a little kid and I'm thinking, a boxing game. I've never really watched boxing before. I've never really heard of boxing or any other combat sport. And somehow it ended up in my room and into the PS2 and went, and my goodness, that game blows my mind. I remember the soundtrack, the gameplay, the career mode, the training games, just everything. Every time I boot up that game, I just turn into that 6-year-old version of myself, sitting on that dirty carpet with the Cheetos and the soda and popping in Fight Night Round 3. And today, I don't even play combat sports games. UFC 5 is complete garbage. Undisputed is complete garbage. What other route do I have but you guys have as well? We have none. It's almost as if though everyone has moved on, and being in a friend group to where I'm really the only true die-hard combat sports fan. This actually sucks because I've been playing a lot of other games recently. Marvel Rivals, Assassin's Creed Shadows, some of the older Hitman games, the Splinter Cell games. I've even gone back and tried to scratch that itch with UFC Undisputed 3 and Fight Night Round 3 on the PS3. Ooh, that's like a onomatopoeia. Just like the absolute heartbeat from all of these games are gone. It's more so about monetizing and marketing, simply because there's no competition. This is an extremely small niche. I really didn't understand that until I became a content creator. I just thought everybody played these games, or some people. I thought it was a really big community. But when you're a content creator looking at this, for example, a lot of guys, it's hard for them to pivot out. What I mean by that is you get something like this, right? A combat sports game is so niche. And when, we're at this point now to where the games are failing, where do you turn to? You know what I mean? Because a lot of guys, they cover Madden or 2K. They can flip-flop between the two. They can go to, baseball, MLB, or they can go to the FIFA with the soccer series. So you can flip-flop around with different things. Even top spin. You can even go that route. But with combat sports, it's almost if Undisputed sucks, Fight Night sucks, UFC sucks. That's it. And really just the lack of competition has really ruined everything. I know what people are going to say. What about the modded versions of Undisputed 3 and all these other games? What UUC, you got the Savage League, you got Undisputed Forever, all of these mods going around. Can that actually create direct competition? No, it can't. Those games cannot create direct competition. And let me explain. UFC 4 sold over 1 million copies, and this is after one of the lead gameplay designers left in the middle of production, where the world was essentially on a lockdown, like nobody could go out and buy games, and it just made it hard for that game to be made. I mean, you could tell because that game sucks, but even that game blew up and went crazy as the sport was going on, which we're going to talk about later. And the key thing in that are sales, right? Look at Undisputed. Undisputed last year, it was reported by Mike Straw and various other boxing game reporters and just gaming reporters in general. Undisputed sold, again, well over 1 million copies, just like UFC 4. And what is the direct correlation between those two? Money, sales. With these mods, and whether you boot up a Fight Night Round 3 or whether if you boot up a EA MMA or a Supremacy MMA, it does not matter because those games are not directly affecting the pockets of these big corporations. What's more accessible? A game on a PC that you have to download a mod for, download the game for, download the emulator for, and do all these other things, set it up, make sure it doesn't crash, because it can crash sometimes, get reshade, or simply going on your console, buying the game digitally, downloading it, and playing it. And that's the overarching problem. The only direct competition are games from 10 plus years ago. That is literally crazy to think about, even in the 2K community, right? Because 2K really isn't the best game. Those games have direct competition with games like 2K20, 2K21, even a 2K16, 2K17. Those games are not, new, but they're in recent times. They're under a 10-year span to where that direct competition kind of like flows, even with the NBA Live thing. No one has that. These people who are making these games don't have that passion, that same drive as the fans do. They don't have that same care and attention to detail as the fans do. That's completely lost. And I think going back to the content creator thing, we're gonna get to the point to where there isn't gonna be content creators in this niche. I really do feel that way. People can only consume so much content. You know what I mean? People can only do this for so long. What you're gonna do? You're gonna continue to play UFC 6 after 2 months when it dies out, possibly 1 month. Who knows? You're gonna continue to play Undisputed when the game is just completely broken. You're gonna continue to buy DLC for it. You know what I mean? It's just like, it just completely sucks. And both of these games are trash, by the way. I hate when people compare the two and make it seem like one is better than the other, whether it be Undisputed or UFC 5. Both of these games were rated poorly by the public for a reason. It does not matter. One game just works online better than the other. That's how I really look at it. Trash versus garbage. And again, you may ask, well, Jay, saying all that, having a content problem, having a direct competition problem, having a problem of not caring, how do we fix these games from, bringing it back alive? How do we bring this back alive? And honestly, I don't have the answer. I don't. I think it's simple. Make games, make a product that you care about, that you pour your passion in, and people are going to buy this. It's actually going to skyrocket the game, even more. But I feel like these games are really solely popularity wise based off of how popular the real life counterpart is. Look how trash the UFC product has been lately since UFC 5 has come out. It's kind of trending in the same direction with the game. It started off high and now it's declining. Now boxing, it may be a little bit different with that, but it's kind of the same trend. You shoot up, you have a supreme high, and then you crash. It's almost like these games are a drug that keep us coming back for more and more because we're hoping to get that high, and we want that high to last long. It's essentially what a crackhead is. We're crackheads almost. Crackheads look for a drug and consume that drug, hoping that drug makes them feel at ease, make them feel the sense of euphoria. And that's what I got when I was playing, the betas of Undisputed, when I was playing UFC 3 or even some early parts of UFC 4. And we're looking to recapture that nostalgia. That I think that's really key. You heard the themes in the beginning when I was talking about me being that kid. It's just we're steadily chasing the tail of nostalgia. We're still literally trying to catch it, and I don't feel like we ever will. I honestly don't. And if you ask me, Jay, we're putting all our faith into Overhand Interactive, and this is no disrespect to them. I think that their Muay Thai looks great. The boxing looks a little bit iffy, but I think the Muay Thai looks really freaking great. I can't really put all my, not energy, but all my hope into that one sole game to bring the combat sports genre out of the mud. I really can't. First off, the community is really gonna have to band together, both communities, UFC 5 and Undisputed. Stop consuming the product, stop consuming the content, and affect the pockets. But that's never gonna happen. You know what I mean? Playing free-minded versions of the game isn't gonna affect pockets. That doesn't affect the 1.1 million sales that Undisputed made. that doesn't affect the 1.4 million sales that UFC 4 made, and possibly even UFC 5. UFC 5 probably made something close to that. They made money. These people are making millions of dollars. That's not really affecting the pockets to where they feel like, oh, we gotta make an MMA game, we gotta make a boxing game. But I feel like I've been rambling on enough. I try to keep this as short as possible because I just didn't want to go on a rant. But let me know down below in the comment section, what do you guys think? Are combat sports games officially dead, or you think I'm overreacting and you think it's getting there? Because it ain't dead. It's getting there, I think. But let me know down below in the comment section. As always, the comment section is our own discussion forum. If you want to join the Discord, be sure to join down below in the description, jmma.com, and join the Discord. We have these discussions day in and day out, not only about gaming, but boxing and MMA in itself. So if you want to join the community, please be sure to do so. Beating your meat is not productive. Like, comment, subscribe, share if you're new. Join the family, join the game.